I see Logan Paul as one of the top contenders to take that title from Roman, because the storyline, as many times as you've seen Roman lose to some of these big names, it can't just be somebody. It's got to be a somebody, and I think Logan Paul may be that person. Let me ask you two something, because I think I may have mentioned this to either one or both of you over the past week. Do you feel the Bloodline still has that energy that it had going into WrestleMania? Because it just seems like since WrestleMania, they've gotten lost. I don't know that where that story really is going, and it seems muddy to me. Any thoughts?
I think that story is pretty much already gone. The way I see it now, as I look at it now, I think some of those guys that were involved in that, I think they may be in limbo. And that means that right now they're maybe trying to figure out just exactly what they want to do with each one of them, or do they want to start something else? So I think it's right now depending on creative. Once they get something going, for these guys, especially Sami Zayn, he's the guy you got to do something with. You know what I mean? Guy, he busted his ass with, great guy. Kevin Owens, another guy too. Let's find something, for those guys. So like I said, I just think basically this is left up to creative. We'll just have to see what they want to do.
Yeah, they have not done, and they have to do this because people want it. They haven't done Uso versus Uso. I think that's the next piece of the Bloodline feud here.
Well, if you're gonna end it, I would maybe end it right there. You know what I mean? Work something in there where maybe that ends it, or I just don't know. Like I said, if you're not in creative and you don't know what direction they're going, it's hard to really even talk about.
I did see where it may have been today where Bully Ray made a comment that he thought a good way to end that storyline would be with Rock and Roman in the ring, Roman taking a loss, and the entire family who's there for that match turning their back on Roman and walking away, leaving him with nothing. Basically is what he said. I love the storyline. I was like, man, that's a great twist at the very end where everybody turns their back on the guy who ran it all.
Well, here's what you got to look at too. When Rock leaves there, Rock is going back to Hollywood. So why would you put the title on Rock? That ain't it. You know what I mean? He could be involved, but having him beat Roman, that's not it.
I want to ask both of you. I want to ask both of you a question, because I was talking with someone at my day gig about this today, and he's a big fan for the past 35, 40 years. I said, Roman Reigns going to lose the title to who? And he couldn't come up with, he said maybe Cody, but he doesn't think that Cody is at the level where he was in terms of the pecking order right now. Cody's more in the tag team division now. He's already beaten Drew McIntyre, had a shot at Seth Rollins. He didn't win that. Damian Priest hasn't been able to cash in who's the guy? And I don't think it would be Gunther either. Although
that's what I was about to say.
I don't think it would be Gunther. No. So who, and maybe you fans can even get into this, who the heck is there who could make an impact like Roman Reigns?
I know.
Who?
Think about this past pay-per-view. Somebody just won a championship. Who was that? Do you remember, Bill?
Of course, Logan Paul.
Logan Paul. I see Logan Paul as one of the top contenders to take that title from Roman, because the storyline, as many times as you've seen Roman lose to some of these big names, it can't just be somebody. It's got to be a somebody, and I think Logan Paul may be that person.
Well, in terms of social media and marketing, there's no one better. Because he's got millions of followers. So it's great for that. But I don't know if I can see him with that. I think he's great. I really do. And, he's now got the United States Championship, which could be a stepping stone to the Universal title. But I'm not 100% convinced that that's the guy yet. I don't know who is.
Teddy, you have any thoughts? Who you think it should be?
I like the idea of Logan Paul. I just think it's a little bit too soon for Logan, because now that becomes a real heavy schedule there.
Yeah.
And Logan is already involved with his own stuff. You know what I mean? So it about to be a lot of change in there for him to, to carry that title, because he's got to be there to defend it at all times. So, like I said, nothing against that, but I just think it's a little too soon.
You defend it every 6 months, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So, like you say, man, I don't know what it is, but man, my guy, man, LA Knight, man, I'm telling y'all, man, this is the guy.
After this last pay-per-view, I'm curious to see how they're going to use him because, his loss to Roman. I'm waiting to see how they're going to use him and if it's going to be the best use of him, or if we're going to see him fade away to the back for a while, not to come back out.
It was a screw job finish.
And then, like I said, all that's, it's part of your test.
Yeah, that which is normal in the WWE.
Yeah.
I want to bring up
You
a
know
name,
who
guys.
we're forgetting about? Wait a minute. We're forgetting about one main guy on the roster who has not gone for that Universal title. We're talking about Seth frickin' Rollins. He's got the world title, but I think he could be the guy to put that belt on with both titles. It could be Seth Rollins, and they have the history of being in the Shield together, and maybe Seth Rollins is the guy to step up and do that.
I like that.
I do too.
I like that's a great mood, and with Seth, how hot as he is right now, man. I mean, to me, that's really the way to go.
Haven't we had Seth and Roman already? Hasn't
I
that already
believe we
happened?
have, but not at this, not at where they are professionally at this point.
That's what I'm saying. That back then, that it don't mean nothing. Everybody forgot about it.
Yeah.